Today's video, it's all about the maybe crap. Yeah, the what if stuff. The I don't know what to do with this stuff. Yeah. Okay. Oh my gosh. How is this floor so dirty already? Oh crap. I'm stuck. There we go. Oh crap. Crap. Okay, just a little more. I have recent maybe stuff. Okay, we'll just start with this pile. That was a workout. Okie dokie. This is some of the maybe stuff. I have a little bit more. This is maybe items that I have placed in the for later bin, the maybe pile, you know, over the last couple of years. Some of it's new, some of it's not. We're just gonna start with this. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to identify it and sort it. So that is what we're gonna do. Step one, identify and sort. Fun. It's creepy. It's just, I know, it's the dolls. Yeah. They're a tad off-putting, but they hold sentimental value. Do they? This is new Easter decor that I don't know what to do with. Okay, let's just, do we remember this? Remember the first time I used it, I had it upside down. Do I have it upside down still? Is this the right? Yeah, this, right. Yeah, this is the way, right? Yes, this is the way to do it. I wanted to use it, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. So, kitchen stuff. Holiday seasonal decor. Dolls. Regular decor. This is decor. Oh God. Decor. No. I forgot. Dang it. You know what? Sentimental. Oh, here we go. Technically decor. Actually, that's sentimental. Sentimental. Oh, I forgot about this. Where does this go? I'll just put it miscellaneous. Actually, this is sentimental. This is sentimental. And all of this is sentimental. Crap. I'm looking at this stuff and I'm not gonna lie, it's again, here's the deal. I'm not a super wealthy person. Like I'm not a rich person. But I'm a happy person. That's important. I am a very, you know, very in the middle, happy, very content, happy person. But I don't own and never have owned a lot of valuable stuff. To be honest with you, the most valuable things that I own are on my fingers. And most of them I inherited. And then my wedding ring. I mean, to be honest with you, we don't have a lot of valuable stuff. So I think that, okay, I don't know why I'm crouching down. Here's the deal, and this is really important. A lot of times, well, almost every time that I've decluttered throughout this journey, and I look at my pile, my pile of stuff that I'm getting rid of, a lot of times I'll look at it and I'll think, this is kind of crap. Like, this is kind of junk. And I get frustrated with myself because it's like, why? I don't understand why I'm keeping this stuff. And it's because I don't own a lot of I don't own any fancy thing or expensive thing. I tend to place and hold a lot of value and sentiment, sentimental value to things that are not necessarily good stuff. It's kind of junky stuff. But I a lot of times will place a memory or a person or an experience with these objects, and therefore I've created an emotional attachment. Now I have sentimental attachment to it. Now I've placed a higher value on these things, when realistically, in reality, this stuff is either A, easily replaceable, or B, it's not great stuff. It's kind of like, junk. And it's kind of junky stuff and that's been like that my entire decluttering journey. Most of what I've gotten, I'd say 90% of what I've gotten rid of is stuff like this. It's stuff that I look at now and I think, this isn't worth anything. It's not that valuable. It's kind of like crap stuff, I don't know why I'm keeping it. And that is the reason why, because I created an emotional attachment to it. And because of that, I value it a lot higher than what it actually is. And because I don't own a lot of expensive, fancy things, the things that I think are sentimental or valuable are very valuable to me. Did that make sense? I hope so. So, it's hard when you're going through your stuff. A lot of times we really do tend to place more value on our items. We tend to value our items a lot higher than what they actually are, simply because they're ours. So anyway, I wanted to mention that, but I did also want to mention that I have categorized, everything. I have sentimental stuff, kitchenware. These are just empty bins we're going to use. I'm going to recycle the boxes. Not a lot of clothes. These clothes have been sitting in the maybe bin for quite some time. I have miscellaneous electronic stuff, holiday seasonal decor, and then some blankets. I do recognize the things that I've kept for years. Like, I recognize them. So we're going to go through all of this. But again, step 1, we're identifying and we're sorting. Step 2, now we need to make clear criteria. We need to gather our criteria. How are we going to make decisions on these things to make the decluttering process easier, especially with the items that we don't know what to do with, the maybe stuff, the what if stuff. So let's get into that. Criteria 1. Realistically, do I foresee myself using these items in the near future? When I say near future, this is going to vary. This is going to depend. For sure, not over a year. And the reason I say that is because, for example, this Easter decor that I put in the maybe bin just this year, I love these. I think they're adorable. I just cannot find a place for them. I have struggled to find a place for these for the last 2 years. So, I was thinking, okay, for example, with holiday seasonal decor, if you have it in the maybe bin, you've placed these items in the maybe bin, you can give yourself a year on this because, Easter isn't going to be until next year. So, or if you're really honest with yourself, like I'm being right now, I know that if I haven't found a place for it in the last couple of years, I'm not going to keep it one more year just for me to, take up more space, because it's been a couple of years. I've struggled to find a place with it. Why am I going to keep it one more year? But, other things, sentimental items is another tricky one. When do you put a date on that? That's a personal choice. Other items like clothing, for example, I would say honestly with clothing, I think I'm giving myself too much time. When I put these clothes in the maybe bin, this was probably at least 6 months ago, maybe, but possibly even longer. With clothing, I really think I need to give myself a deadline of like 2 to 4 weeks. I'd say 4 weeks. If I'm not wearing these things within 4 weeks, depending on the season you're in, then I'm probably not going to. So You know, I think the expiration date for your items, it's going to vary. I don't think it's a cut and dry situation. You know, some people need a little bit more time. They need 4 months or 6 months. Other people need 2 weeks, 4 weeks. It's just whatever you're comfortable with. So I know for me with some of this stuff, I've just put it in the maybe bin for too long, and I really need to cut the length of time that I'm storing it. Criteria 2, does it hold sentimental value? Is this item sentimental for you? Does it actually hold value for you? Is it something that you use, need, or want? Is it something that brings you joy? Is it something that makes you happy? You know, there's going to be items that you're not going to use every day or every week, or sometimes even every month for that matter. But maybe it's an item that you love so much, and every time you look at it, it just makes you happy. It brings you joy. It holds a really fond memory, and the thought of you letting go of that item makes you sad. Then keep it. Don't let go of an item that you really love, that if you were to let go of it, it's gonna make you sad. Keep that item, but evaluate the items that are valuable for you. Evaluate the items that are sentimental, that do bring you joy, that you actually do want, need, and use. So that's criteria 2. Criteria 3 is, when was the last time we used this item? Has it been over a year? Has it been 6 months? Has it been 2 years? Has it been 5 years? My general rule is, if I haven't used something for sure within a year, I'm not gonna use it. It's the likelihood of me using an item after a year is very unlikely. The chances go way down. And it's honestly a good indicator for me to let it go. So those are the 3 clear criteria that we wanna get down when we're making a decision on these items. Here I go again on my own, going down the only road I've ever known. Oh, okay. Well, since I'm holding this, I might as well just go through this. Good gravy. I have the clear criteria, yet there were multiple items in today's video that I did not know what to do with. I was stumped on. That's my stumped face. Yeah, but do you really want to get rid of this? Because it's so adorable. Can't put it there. Can't put it there. You can't put it in here either. It's too big for there. There is literally no spot for this, Danielle. You have no spot for it. Like, I hate breaking it to you, but you gotta let it go, because there is not one spot for this. But no, it's a no. It really makes me sad when I look at it. And the reason why is because this came, I've shown this many times before on the channel. There was a mug. I called it my friend's coffee mug, because I wonder if I have a picture of it and I can show you, or footage to show you what it looked like. I have a problem with breaking mugs. I don't know why. There's been times where I've literally just been holding a mug and it's broke. Well, I was washing it, but it just broke. That has happened before. There are times where I have, true story, I have looked, I think it was either the cupboard, it was either in the cabinet or in the dishwasher. I can't remember which one, where I've looked in the air, we'll say cabinet. I opened up the cabinet and there was no handle on the coffee mug. It was one time. And it was one. It was a huge mug, huge coffee mug that filled this plate. It was my grandmother's. It was the cutest, most beautiful plate and mug ever. It was my favorite mug. I used it daily. I loved it so much. It broke. I was washing it and it just broke. I know. And I didn't get rid of this though. It even has like the imprint, the groove to set the cup. I couldn't get rid of this though. And this is something that I have gone back and forth with for the last 2 years. 2 years. I have sat and kept this in the maybe bin. And I've gone through it and I've put it back. And I've gone through it and I've put it back. I have never officially gotten rid of it. We've probably gone through it 5 different times. So, okay, there's an issue with that. That one is when you're having to go through something over and over and over again, and you're not sure what to do with it, best case scenario is probably to let it go, because you're constantly having to come back and look at this thing and get decision fatigue from it. It brings up emotions. It can bring up frustration. It becomes a vicious cycle when you're having to go through a particular item over and over and over and over again, to the point where sometimes it's just best to take that item and remove it, so you're not having to go through this vicious cycle all the time. Still having a really hard time talking. However, the flip side of the coin, the other side of the coin is, what if it is something that, although makes you sad when you look at it, also it just makes you so happy because you love it so much. I know. Damn it. What do you do? I mean, seriously, what do you do? I have my criteria. I have the steps. You know, this just goes to show you that it does not matter how put together you think you got it. There's going to be items that are going to trip you up. And there's going to be items that are going to be difficult. And there's going to be items where you don't know what to do with it. You know, and I feel like that's something that we don't talk enough about, especially with decluttering and in this niche. Like the really hard, like, I don't know what to do, and just being honest about it. Like, sometimes there isn't a logical reason to something, and sometimes there just isn't a method for something, and sometimes there isn't a reason for it. Sometimes the steps don't matter, is what I'm trying to get at. Sometimes our feelings just play way too big of a part in the decluttering process. I moved it all over my house and could not find a spot for it. Like, could not find a place for it. It just didn't look good no matter where I placed it. But I thought it was so adorable. It was just such a cute piece of decor. So I was gonna get rid of it, and then decided I can't get rid of it because it's so cute and I spent good money on it. I think I got it on sale. I usually get everything from Hobby Lobby on sale. But regardless, I was like, I spent money on it. It's cute. I don't want to just get rid of it. I'm gonna bring it up to the cabin and I'm gonna do a DIY with it. So I brought it up to the cabin. Never did a DIY on it. One of the last times we were up at the cabin decluttering, brought it back here because I was like, I'm gonna do a DIY on it, because I was gonna change it to "It's So Good to Be at the Cabin" and then place it at the cabin. This has been sitting here for months and months and months and months, and I have not made a DIY on it. The only, as far as I got, was I spray painted it black. So both sides are like that. Here's the deal. Even if I were to do a DIY on it and say "It's so good to be at the cabin" and bring it up to the cabin, there isn't a place for it at the cabin. I can't fit it in the bathroom because that would look weird. Nowhere to place it in the front area, the front porch area. Can't place it on the dining room table. Where I was originally going to place it was in the kitchen. The problem with the kitchen is because it's so tall, it doesn't look right under the cabinets. It almost hits the cabinets. You wouldn't be able to, it really wouldn't look right. So what I should have done is first tried placing it in the area that I wanted to put it in, and then keep it to make a DIY. You know, think of these things, you know, think these things through. So now there isn't a place for it here. There's not a place for it at the cabin. Why am I going to continue to do anything to it? Just donate it as is. Someone can now do whatever they want with it. When we debate on keeping things, when we debate on, you know, an item that we're like leaning more towards, okay, yeah, I want to keep it. Then you have to ask yourself, this brings me to my next point, space and function. Where are we going to place this item? Where is its permanent home going to be? And what is its function going to be? So, because this has neither, we're gonna go ahead and officially let this go. You will never see this again on the channel. Goodbye. Yeah. We're supposed to be moving category to category, and I'm bouncing all over the place. But then again, what's new, you know? Let's go through clothes. Now, some of this stuff I haven't seen in a while, so sometimes when you put something away for a while and then you see it again, you get excited about it, because there's pieces of clothes that I like absolutely love, but then you get sick of wearing it. So then sometimes I'll just put it away and see if, you know, like 6 months later I like it. I think, again, I'm putting too much space, time. I'm giving myself too much of an length of an expiration date, if that made sense. I should really just like be keeping these things for maybe 4 to 6 weeks. But, you know, sometimes you look at stuff and you're like, oh, this is so pretty. I haven't seen it in, you know, a long time. Not this, I'm getting rid of this. I don't know what I was thinking with this. Like, oh my God. It's pleather. Pleather. I thought, why? Well, I don't know. Because I thought I was going to be cool or something? I don't know. Good gravy. Cheddar and biscuits. This was a hard declutter for me. This was difficult. I knew going into this declutter, this was going to be hard for me because it's the maybe stuff. It's the what if stuff. There's also a lot of sentimental stuff in this pile. So I knew it was going to be difficult. I'm very emotionally attached to a lot of the items that are in this pile. And a lot of it is, like I said earlier, you know, I think I like to collect junk. I think I like to keep junk. It's not junk. It's not junk to me, but you know. I want to elaborate a little bit more on that too, because when I was talking about, you know, earlier when I said I don't own a lot of fancy, elegant stuff, expensive stuff, and I think the stuff that I am emotionally attached to, things that I think are valuable, I want to have a lot of that. I want to collect a lot of that. It reminds me of essential items. I like to have an abundance of essential items because it's a security for me. I feel the same way about a lot of this stuff, or things that I have sentimental attachment to or think are very valuable. So, you know, I had to be very honest with myself in this declutter. I did get rid of a lot. I got rid of all of the clothes. It was definitely time for all of the clothes to go. I got rid of a lot of the electronics. I got rid of a lot of the decor. I got rid of a lot of the jewelry. I still have a lot of jewelry. I even have some jewelry at my parents' house, but I have some in my bathroom in other maybe bins. But that jewelry was really sentimental because it reminded me of my childhood. Even the shell jewelry box, because all of that stuff was, you know, jewelry that I either inherited or my mom gave me, but it was just collecting dust. It wasn't being used. You know, there was just a lot of things that it was time for it to go. And it just showed that no matter what clear criteria I had, my emotions got the best of me. So this was a hard one. The leg massager, seriously, Ian and I have to stop buying stuff like that because it just doesn't get used. It's nice. I like it. I do like it, but we have to stop buying stuff like that. But it is nice. We kept it. Avoid second guessing. This is easier said than done. Here's the thing. Follow your gut instincts. Follow your intuition. Your first decision is usually the right decision. You know what's best for you and your family. No matter what you've read, what methods you've tried, what content creator you're watching, what podcast you're listening to, what book you're reading. If something isn't working for you and your family, if something doesn't feel right, trust your intuition. Trust your gut instincts. Don't ignore your gut feelings, no matter what. And also, don't worry about what's going to happen in the future. I've looked at these so many times. I've second guessed myself so many times on these because I think to myself, okay, I have used them before. I've used them for multiple different things. What if something comes up in the future where I could use this, and now I don't have it because I let go of it, I decluttered it, and now I have to go out and replace it? Because we also don't want to get rid of things that we actually are utilizing, that we need, because we don't want to have to replace them. However, things that are not serving a purpose at this point in time, I'm going to try not to second guess myself, and I'm going to try not to worry about what if in the future I need this, because all that does is it adds additional added stress. Don't think about what may come or what could be in the future. Don't think 5 years from now, what if I need this? What if something comes up and I need this? Because all it's doing is it's adding additional added stress, pressure, and frustration. We cannot predict the future. We don't know what's going to happen. So let's not worry about something that hasn't came yet. Let's just focus on right now, the present moment, this point in time. And at this point in time, am I using these? No. Have I used these in the last year? Honestly, no. I'm not using them. And I just haven't. And going back to my criteria, I don't foresee myself using it. I haven't used it, and it doesn't hold any special value or sentimental anything in my life. So we can let these go. Why did I put this in the maybe bin? Because what is it? What? What the hell is a flour sack? What? Well, I have to see what this is now. Wait, this isn't a towel. What is this? What? Why did I get this? Oh, the chairs. I remember. It was a DIY. Well, guess what? Now it's a towel. It reminds me of my first big declutter on the channel, which is my biggest video. I got rid of all of the dishware that looked like this except this cup. And it reminds me of that moment because it was such a pivotal moment in my life. And it's cute. It also reminds me of my mom because she gave me that dish set when I first moved into my first house. So it holds value. It's sentimental. And I just thought that this thing was so cool, and I have put it in the maybe pile, taken it out of the maybe pile, put it back in the maybe pile, probably about 5 separate times. We've probably seen this on the channel multiple times, and I just have never gotten rid of it because I wanted to use it as a piece of decor because it reminds me of like a very industrial type look. Here's the thing. I keep a lot of stuff for the kitchen, like a lot of decor and stuff for the kitchen, because I love it and I would love to utilize it in there. Like I would love to renovate my kitchen, decorate it, and put this in a corner somewhere next to, like, I don't know, some other stuff. And it would be so cute. But because I hate my kitchen so much, I keep things for the kitchen because I love them, but it doesn't look good in my kitchen at this point in time because I just dislike my kitchen so much. So grateful for my kitchen, grateful for everything in my life. I'm so very grateful for my kitchen.
but I hate my kitchen. It's one of the areas in the house that I am just not a fan of. And I would love to gut it and completely renovate it. And one day that will happen. I just don't know when. So I keep things that are for the kitchen, but I don't want to put them out because they don't look good at this point in time. But you know what I mean? So that's why this has been so difficult. And I've kept it in the maybe pile. So I think what I need to do with stuff like that is honestly just store it in a bin, mark it, and just say for when we renovate the kitchen, because that is going to happen. And when that does happen, I'm going to be really excited to put this out. So I don't think we're going to see this on the channel again for a really long time. We're just going to put it away because I love it. I love it. Same with this thing, this little plate. I think those two would go so cute together. This I don't need. Couldn't tell you why. It broke. Well, of course it did. Everything breaks on me. Yeah, but this makes me really sad. You gotta let it go. It's junk now. This is my grandmother's. What? What just happened? What? Ew. Who did that? Why would you do that?
I'm going to be honest. I think it's going to be a hot minute before I do another maybe and or what if items declutter. That was a mouthful. Because this really took it out of me. I mean, look at me. I look lost. But then again, when don't I? Seriously, it was emotionally draining. But what I wanted to mention is that a lot of this stuff I've tried moving all over my home, trying to force a space for it, like those shelves. I moved them all over the house and I just could not find a spot for it. So I realized if I'm trying to force a space for these items, do I really like it then?
These two can go because I have so many throw blankets. I have a lot of throw blankets. And I wasn't gonna go through my throw blankets, but then I thought, you know what? I can at least, I bet you I have at least, I don't know, 30, 35 throw blankets. Like I should count them one day. Who needs that many? So these two are never gonna be used though. They haven't been used in years. They can go. So I'm gonna go ahead and part with those two. I don't know what to do with the dolls. Some of them I did decide to keep for sure. They're in Zoe's closet. They're hidden in Zoe's closet, but some of them, like these three here, I put in the maybe pile because I was like, this is, you know what, I don't want this. And they're not valuable. I looked it up. They're not worth anything. So that one, we'll just go ahead and donate. I can't remember what this one was. Oh my God, no. It's not, I don't. It's why it bothers, I don't know. But, so, okay. I know why I put them in the maybe pile. Like, because out of all of them, these ones are the most, interesting. No.
It's the eyes. Not mine. Well, it's the doll's eyes. It's just the eyes. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, I got rid of the dolls. I did keep a lot of my dolls from my childhood. Some of them I could let go of more. Others, very few, I know I'll never let go of, I'll keep. But those three, we did end up decluttering. I did look up the value of most of these dolls. From what I'm seeing, they're not worth anything, so I'm not going to take the time to sell it. Honestly, I don't think I've sold anything. I know me. I know I'm not going to take the time to sell things. So I just get rid of them. I just donate them. But the orchid is the hardest item out of this entire pile. That is because uh, that was the last gift that I was going to give my grandmother. I was very close to my grandmother. She passed away years ago, right before Christmas. I bought her that orchid. I was going to give it to her as a Christmas gift. Orchids were her favorite. I was so excited to give that to her. I knew she was going to love it. And I never got a chance to give it to her. And years ago, in the beginning of my decluttering journey, I went through it. I had every intention on getting rid of that. I was going to declutter it. I couldn't. I packed it away. I don't think I've looked at it since. And I still can't get rid of it. I can't. It's sitting in my bay window in my kitchen. And I'm not going to feel guilty about it. We're letting the guilt go. There are some things that I just truly don't know what to do with. I kept 2 small clear bins of stuff from this pile. Those things are things that I absolutely love, even if I don't have a space or function for it. Sometimes there's going to be items that we don't have a space or function for, but they're sentimental to us. They're near and dear to our hearts. And those are the things that I don't think you should let go of. Keep those things. Those things are sitting in those bins. They're things that I love, I don't want to part with. Other things are just things that I truly don't know what to do with at this point in time. And that's okay. That's okay. I think that having these steps is very important. It works well for me. Trying different methods, using different guides, it's what helps you to figure out what works for you and what doesn't. Trying different methods, using these steps has helped me to figure out what my goals are. In the last video, I talked about how I've defined what my decluttering goals are and what minimalism means to my family and I. This made all of the difference. It is a weight off of me. It is huge for me. And because of that, I know exactly what I need to do and where I need to be. And these steps have helped me to define my goals. However, it's sometimes easier said than done. Step 4 is something I really struggle with. I second guess myself a lot. And because of that, it prolongs the decluttering process for me. Usually, my first decision is my best one. But it's a force of habit for me to second guess myself sometimes, especially on these types of things. And ultimately, I end up letting it go anyway. So it's a process. This isn't going to happen overnight, but we're going to be patient. We're going to give ourselves grace and we're going to let the guilt go. As long as I'm moving in a positive direction and I know what my goals are, progress is progress. That's what counts. That's what matters. There's always more that I want to discuss, but I ran out of time. That is it for today's video, everyone. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope you took something away from it in some way, shape, or form. And I love and appreciate you so much, friend. Thank you again so much for being here with me. And we will talk to you on the next one. Bye, everyone.